pair who swapped 6,000 fake iPhones with real ones by replacing serial numbers sentenced to 57 and 54 months in prison with hefty fines. The iPhone is a very lucrative device, which means that many people would try to fraud the system for their personal gains. It is now being reported that two fraudsters from Maryland who cheated Apple for $2.5 million worth of iPhones have been given prison sentences along with a restitution fine. The fraud was a clever one, but we have seen it in the past, involving fake iPhones traded against new ones directly from Apple. Duo sentenced to years in prison after defrauding Apple of thousands of iPhones over the course of many years. The duo was ordered to pay a fine of a little under $1.5 million. While one was sentenced to spend 57 months in prison, and the other was sentenced to 54 months. We have previously seen fraudulent activity, as people order fake or non-functional iPhone clones and swap the serial numbers so they seem real. Once the serial numbers have been replaced, the devices will appear as real iPhones that are covered under Apple Care. The devices would then be taken to the Apple Store for repairs, and when the technicians fail to fix the devices, they would replace them with a new iPhone. The process was repeated countless times and cost Apple almost $2.5 million. The duo was found guilty back in February, and at that time almost 5,000 devices have been replaced. Hashin Sun, 33, and Pengfei Zhu, 33, were found guilty of the scheme by a federal jury. The two Chinese nationals, who resided in Maryland, were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and mail fraud. Trial evidence shows that conspirators submitted more than 5,000 inauthentic phones to Apple during the conspiracy, intending to cause a loss of more than $3 million to Apple. After the sentence, the scale of the crime was more significant than initially anticipated, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia reports. Trial evidence and evidence developed after trial shows that members of the conspiracy submitted more than 6,000 inauthentic phones to Apple during the conspiracy, causing an intended loss of approximately $3.8 million and an actual loss of more than $2.5 million. District Court Judge Timothy J. Kelly sentenced Sun to 57 months in prison, and sentenced Zhu to 54 months in prison. Kelly today ordered Sun to serve 3 years of supervised release and pay $1,072,000 in restitution. Judge Kelly ordered Zhu to serve 3 years of supervised release and pay $397,800 in restitution. The sum that is to be paid back will be the amount that the duo received after selling the iPhones, instead of the total losses incurred by Apple. We have seen various fraudulent activities in the past related to the iPhone and other Apple products, and the scale of the sentence could have been higher than the duo received. We will share more details on this subject, so do stick around.